for you to take because you are at a unique part of your development in business. And that's the power of the Millionaire Mastermind, the Wealth Lighthouse. And Knolly's done most of these steps and has integrated them within his business model. And sometimes when you're at 30,000 feet, you can't really see what's going on at 10,000 feet. So it's challenging to teach the 10,000 feet when you're hovering so high. So sometimes we feel like a fire hose. And it's time to start self-organizing this information using a spiritual map. And this map I'm going to be teaching you today is deeply spiritual, not religious, just deeply spiritual. And it's deeply aligned with the 7 levels of power, the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 energy centers of the body. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful map that we can all study. And today is just an introduction. So Knolly, do you want to go over?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. So, my coach Artemis, I'm so excited that we partnered up together several months ago now, and we're bringing you this Knolly Success Coaching is what we call it, where we're able to just share from our hearts. We're sharing from love. This is our gift to the planet. This is our gift to God's children. So if you're not already in Knolly Success Coaching, we want to inspire you to join. You can just go to knolly.com. That's KNOLLY.com. You should be a member. And not only should you be in Knolly Success Coaching, but you should invite others that you care about to Knolly Success Coaching. It's not just for real estate agents. It's for anyone that is an entrepreneur, a business owner. And you could be an author, trainer, speaker. You can be a person that is in a specific trade. But if you have a small business, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a real estate agent, this is the type of training for you. And this is, as Artemis has been leading up to this, a legendary call that we're going to have today, because this is, I wouldn't say that we hold back information, because we want to give you all the information that we have, but we really have saved this information because it's one of those things where you just there's a foundation that has to be built before you bring up this kind of information. And so and quite frankly, Artemis and I are both in training, as we are. We've got tens of thousands of hours of not only doing but teaching, but we also are still learning, and we're learning tons and tons of stuff. The more that you share, the more the Holy Spirit opens up your heart to receive. So you go to knolly.com, you just fill out the information, you'll enroll in Knolly Success Coaching. You'll be able to join our private Facebook group. We've got a weekly class that we do right just like this. It's a coaching call on Zoom. And everything's absolutely free. You have an accountability partner and a bunch of other stuff. It's absolutely free. There's no cost. And, sometimes I feel like, Artemis, if we put a little cost to this, people would value it even more, because this is gold, that you guys are getting. And many of you are valuing it. So, and we're okay with that. We leave that in God's hands. So without, by the way, let me just share, if I may.
Go ahead and make me a co-host too, just in case I need that.
Okay, I'll do that too.
That power in Zoom.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. It's great to have you here. I'm so fired up to be here. I'm here to ignite the Christ in my community. Christ as your anointed self, light, illumination, wisdom, and peace. And this knowledge today is so, so beautiful, to give you that illumination, to illumine your mind of the truth of wealth, the truth of raising in your wealth and moving up the Wealth Lighthouse. So let's get started.
All right, so let's kick it off. You are a co-host, Artemis, and today we're talking about stop being confused with your business strategy and scale with the Wealth Lighthouse. Scale with the Wealth Lighthouse. So this is a great technology, Artemis. School us.
All right. So welcome everybody. I'm going to be teaching from the Millionaire Master Plan. This is the book from Roger Hamilton. I will have a special link for you to click on to take the wealth quiz to determine where you are on the Wealth Lighthouse, so you know the right steps to do in the right order. Because remember, one of the big reasons we fail in business and in real estate is we do the right things in the wrong order. And we confuse activity with accomplishment. And so that's why a mentor, a system, and a community. Remember what I said earlier. What do you need to succeed and get to $1 million and $10 million and beyond? You need a mentor, you need a system, you need a community. And better yet, you need a mentor, system, community based on your zone of genius, based on how you love to do business, because the way you're wired, your genius expresses and flow differently than others. Now, this information I'm presenting today, man, you can tell I'm fired up. I'm so fired up to give this to you because I've been preparing for this for 1 year. Literally 1 year, almost to the day, I was staying in a room in Austin, Texas with 150 of some of the most progressive entrepreneurs in Austin, Texas. Here in Austin, Texas, we have Dell Computers, Whole Foods, National Instruments, Google, Facebook. Tesla is moving to Austin. Just confirmed, Tesla is building a $1 billion facility in Austin, Texas. The future of business is being made in Austin, Texas. And my mentor, Roger Hamilton, one of the first cities he opened up this material in the West was Austin, Texas. And I was sitting in the room and I could literally feel the Holy Spirit in my body. Like when I saw Roger on stage, the voice of the Holy Spirit came in and said, "This is your mentor for the next 10 years." And I got chills all up and down my spine when I saw Roger teach. I saw an enlightened entrepreneur. I saw a man who was living so much in his purpose in service to God that he was in a permanent state of just joy and love and sharing and caring. This is the man who taught me this has brought in over 1.3 million entrepreneurs into a global university called Genius University. He is building the #1 platform for success in entrepreneurship. And this information today is for some of you, but it may not be for all of you. I just want to give you that little caveat. Some of you are going to get this today and go, wow, it's time. Some of you are going to look at this information today and be overwhelmed by it and go, well, not really sure how that fits right now, but let me just keep my toe in the water. Well, when I met Roger Hamilton a year ago, I did the Pepsi plunge. I went all the way in, down through the rabbit hole. I came out the other side, and my entire worldview has shifted by studying this material. Like how I see myself, how I partner with Knolly, how I build teams, how I create leverage in my business. Every single perspective in my business and all the actions and behaviors I have fundamentally shifted at the core of my being from studying the Wealth Lighthouse. And this information can be that powerful for you too. But some of you may not get this, and that's okay. Some of you, though, watching right now, and you know who I'm talking to because you can feel it in your gut. Right now, how many of you feel tension in your gut? Yeah, that tension is fear. That fear that you feel in your gut is what's been holding you back from success. Because maybe you lack clarity, or maybe you lack direction. And remember, the reason we don't succeed is we do the right things in the wrong order. And then we go into self-sabotage and fear and doubt because we don't have the right information in the right order. We struggled for so long in our business, and now we're just trapped in fear. And we're chasing, we're hustling. How many of you, comment in the chat, how many of you feel like you've been in a hustle and you've just been chasing, and you're trying to succeed, you're trying to get to the top, but man, does it seem hard. And you see other people succeeding as a blaze genius, and you're still, and you're going, I don't want to do what they're doing as a blaze genius. I want to stay over here in my little cave and just build funnels, and we get all this confusing, conflicting information. Today is about clarity. Today is about direction. For you specifically, you know who I'm talking to. This isn't about you following gurus, chasing shiny objects. This is about knowing who you are and where you are. So a lot of the conversation for the past 4 months has been about wealth dynamics. Well, today I get to bring the Wealth Lighthouse, which is the other side of the coin. Without the Wealth Lighthouse, you don't have necessarily the direction to take to move up in wealth. So I created a little slideshow for you guys. And everyone take a deep breath in, like really breathe. Come into the center and the presence of God in your heart. This information has been on my heart for a year to share. I'm like 12 months pregnant with this. So it's like, I'm so excited to share this with all of you. And I'm asking you to be here now. Turn off all the distractions, close down all your browsers, put your phone upside down. This information can change your life because it did mine. It changed me. It transformed me. It leveled me up. It showed me the stairway to heaven in business. and how to succeed, how to get clarity and direction. I know some of you have been searching for that. Like who do I follow? What do I do? How do I do it? All those questions can be answered in the Wealth Lighthouse. If you know who you are, your wealth dynamics profile, and you know where you are on the Wealth Lighthouse. And remember, wealth dynamics is not a profiling system. It is a business development system. This is not DISC. This is not Myers-Briggs. This is not Colby. This is a ladder to the top of the most successful, joyous, abundant life you could imagine. That's the power of wealth dynamics. It is a business development system based on your zone of genius, moving out in a spiral of ascension up 7 levels. And some of us are ready to move up. How many of you are ready to move up? How many of you, just type it in the chat, how many of you are ready to get the right information and do the right steps to go from red to orange, orange to yellow, and yellow to green? Let's do it. Let's do a little screen share here. And this is an introductory class today. This is not the entire understanding of the Lighthouse. I'm only going to be teaching the foundation prism for today because we only got an hour. So let's do this. So here is my beautiful little slide deck. Let's go into present mode. All right. All right. Stop chasing and start leading yourself in flow using proven systems of wealth creation that scale your time and team. The Elegant Power of the Wealth Lighthouse by Roger Hamilton, my dear friend and mentor. Learn your clearest path to wealth creation. Write this down if you're taking notes, bit.ly/prime lighthouse. This is Artemis Prime, baby, giving you the prime truth from Roger Hamilton. bit.ly/prime lighthouse. This is where you can take the quiz designed by Roger Hamilton to discover where you are in the lighthouse so that you can have that direction I've been talking about. So this is a great link. I'm also offering flow consultations to a select number of realtors. You can go to artemisprime.com, and it's ARTTEMIS prime.com. For those of you ready to get mentoring and coaching in this material, it is life-changing. And I will be turning that off in probably a month. I'll probably stop taking on all clients in a month because my real estate business is taking off right now. Question. Do you feel like you're running around in circles some days, not knowing what activities will bring you the most leverage in your business? How many of you feel that way? How do you, you're confused, like, where do I get the most leverage? What do I do right now in my business? Or do you find there's just not enough time in the day to get everything done you desire? And you're like your head's underwater. And you've just been living in unconscious fear, trying to do the right actions. Do you believe you have to hustle and grind? You have to work hard to get the money. You have to work hard to get the success you desire. That's actually not true. When you have the mentor, the system, the community to follow, and you know where you are in the Wealth Lighthouse, when you get that clarity of direction, you can start to have ease, because business is supposed to be fun. Academics learn by reading and studying. Entrepreneurs learn by doing. Academics need to read to learn, but we as entrepreneurs have to do. And we love doing business, unless we're doing the right things in the wrong order over and over and over again, confusing activity with accomplishment. And then business no longer gets fun anymore. And then we wonder, why did we get started in this in the first place if I'm not having fun? Steel geniuses have fun with systems. Blaze geniuses have fun with people. Dynamo geniuses have fun with innovation. And tempo geniuses have fun when they can just connect and just connect with others and move slowly and move in harmony with people. What if there was a system of wealth creation where you could know exactly the right steps to take in the right order to make all your visions and dreams come alive? Would you want to learn that system? Now, that's a big promise, but after studying this for a year, I can guarantee you 100% what I'm about to show you fulfills on this promise. This is a big promise, guys. Like what I'm about to share with you, I wasn't skeptical, because when I was standing in that room with Roger Hamilton with 150 of the most advanced, beautiful, progressive entrepreneurs I knew in Austin, I could feel the truth in my body. I was literally getting goose flesh. How many of you sometimes when you're in the presence of truth, you get goosebumps? That's the Holy Spirit. That's the voice of God moving through your erector pili muscle in your body. And when I was standing in the room learning this from Roger, I got the presence of truth in me. I knew I was in the presence of truth and a great man. And I just went all in. And now I can say that this is a way for you to know exactly the right steps in the right order to succeed in business. And by the way, many of you are realtors. This rocks for real estate. This works for any business because it's not just based on Roger, his personality, or a guru, or their unique selling proposition, their system, their product. This is universal. What I'm about to teach you today is true for every business owner at every level of their business. Every one of you right now fits somewhere on the Wealth Lighthouse. There is a better way to scale and grow your business. And it's inside the Wealth Dynamics system, integrated with the Wealth Lighthouse Roadmap from Roger Hamilton. This is an introductory class. There'll be more later. Here is the Wealth Lighthouse. The Wealth Lighthouse has 9 parts, 7 primary levels. Now, there's a reason that there's 7 primary levels to the Lighthouse, because it's also based on the energy centers of the human anatomy, the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 notes on the musical scale. 7 is a number of spiritual mastery, and we have 7 energy centers. And I'm going to start with the body, because these levels of growth in business actually correlate to different parts of our body as God designed us. We have the red center, which is the sciatic plexus at the base of our spine. We have the orange level worker, which correlates with the sacral plexus, nerve plexus at the sacrum of the body. We have the yellow level player, which is the rock star in their industry. They're the known person for what they do. They've mastered their niche. They have a huge, well-organized database, and that's solar plexus. Everyone touch your xiphoid process below your sternum there, that little stomach area, that's your solar plexus, 3rd energy center. And then you have the green level performer, that's the heart. That's the cardiac plexus. These are nerve plexuses that spiral in frequencies of thought, word, feeling, action, and deed, up business, up the Wealth Lighthouse. Blue level conductor in business is the cervical plexus of the throat, where our voice begins to be heard all across the planet, where we start to become the founder of a movement. We start to be the conductor. And then indigo is the brain, and then violet is the crown of the head. And so when you look at these 7 levels, 7 colors, 7 energy centers, 7 notes in the musical scale, this system is universal. It's based on life. It's based on life growing from the foundation to the top. It's based on life expanding through our business. Now, this Wealth Lighthouse also has 3 prisms. And today we're going to be focusing on the foundation prism. So it's infrared, red, and orange. And we all start at the bottom of the lighthouse and we move up to red level, and then from red to orange. And then we go from orange to yellow, green, and blue. The enterprise prism is when we start to become an enterprise, where we start to generate more flow and build team around us. And then the very top prism is the alchemy prism. And we won't be covering much of the alchemy prism today, but in Roger's book and in his audios, you can learn about that. And some of the dynamos in the call today are like, I want to know it all. Artemis, give it all to me. This is so cool. This is so innovative. It's so new. And then the tempo geniuses are like, Artemis, you're talking too fast. Slow down a little bit. That's S in disc profiling. The S's, so they just like to move steady. Give it to me, and give it to me step by step. So we're going to go over the foundation prism today. We're going to look at these levels. Wealth equals value times leverage. And so this is an equation that's important for you to understand in your real estate business, is that your value is your service you provide to your community and the homes you sell. Leverage is the teams, the systems, and the tools you have to create more value in your community. So wealth equals value times leverage. It's important to know your value first before you leverage. And a lot of us try to leverage before we build our value. Value in your business is the speed of money flow. The higher the cost of the home you sell, the more the money flows into your bank account. The higher value you provide the community as a trusted authority, as a brand identity, the more prospects and leads flow to you. Leverage is the volume. How many want to make more money? You want to build both value and leverage. Wealth equals your value, your zone of genius, backed by your identity and niche, times leverage, which is team and tools and systems. And so when you understand this equation, you might need to look at, okay, where do I need to increase my value, or where do I need to increase my leverage? And that answer is different for each person on this call based on where you are in the lighthouse. So I want to lead with this equation because this is the equation of great wealth. And some of you have been in a hustle and you need to build leverage. Some of you are trying to build leverage when really you need to build value. Don't build a lot of leverage until you know your value and have consistent cash. Know your wealth dynamics profile, know the value you give the marketplace, and build a niche and a brand around that value. And use the wealth dynamics business development system to scale with ease and flow. And taking that quiz at bit.ly/Prime Lighthouse will start to teach you the steps. Because today is just an introduction. All right. Uh-oh. Parts of this slide did not show what's happening. My slide deck. Okay, we're gonna have to do it this way today because, all right, so let's start at the bottom of the lighthouse. So we're gonna take a tour through infrared, red, and orange. We're gonna go over the foundation prism. We're gonna go from infrared to red and from red to orange. We're gonna look at what's going on at these levels. So here we are at infrared. This is, when we look at the lighthouse, infrared is actually underwater. Now, when I talk about infrared in the lighthouse, the measure is negative personal cash flow. This is when you're going into debt in life and business. The emotions are struggle, blame, and denial. We call this the level of the victim. It doesn't mean you're a victim in your relationships, but you're a victim to your circumstances because you're burning money. You're not in positive cash flow yet. You're actually going into debt in your business. The cost of staying here is stress, anxiety, and helplessness. How did you get here? You didn't pay attention. You didn't know any better, and you weren't controlling your flow. And you're also blaming others and picking fights because you're in anxiety and fear at infrared. So how many people in this COVID crisis right now went down to infrared and they started to pick fights? They started blaming others. If they had positive, consistent cash flow, they wouldn't be in the conversation of separation and competition. They had positive, consistent cash flow, they'd be out there creating business and bringing value to the marketplace. And so this infrared level is not just about a poor businessman, a wealthy business. For example, if you have $1 million business and you're dependent on one stream of marketing, like only Facebook, and Facebook shuts your account down, you can go from green level to infrared in a month. You can go from positive cash flow to negative cash flow. So infrared is just a level in which your business is operating. But the difference between $1 million business and maybe where you are right now is that $1 million business has assets and team and leverage. So they can sell their assets, they can fire their team, and they can get from infrared to red in a few choices. Whereas some of you who don't have assets, don't have leverage, moving from infrared to red is a powerful choice you can make. Staying infrared for too long can create chronic anxiety and fear and deplete the adrenal glands. Remember, the sciatic plexus is connected to our adrenal center, our adrenals. So it starts to create chronic fatigue, chronic confusion, brain fog, things like that. And so the solution is to get to red. Get to red. Red level on the lighthouse is where you're making just enough money each month in your business to have zero. How many of us have been there? Come on, I have. How many of us have been making just enough money every month to have nothing? That's red level. Now, remember, there's no judgment here on the lighthouse. It's just levels of business development, it's levels of consciousness. And there is a way to move from red to orange in the next.
Artemis.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, go back to the Wealth Lighthouse image again, just real quick. Mm-hmm. Okay. So essentially, we want you guys to understand that every single one of you is at one of these levels. Some are kind of in between levels, but I would say based on our experience working with this group, Artemis, where would you say most people are?
90% are probably at red level.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys, this information right here that Artemis is sharing, This is $1 billion. This is worth $1 billion. Absolutely. You know, scripture says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And I'm going to let Artemis continue to teach. But man, this is the kind of stuff that if we had known this, Artemis, uh,
Yeah.
earlier on, I mean, you know, all things come at the right time. But a lot of people here don't understand the value of what I feel like they may not understand the value. And maybe later you will. But keep teaching this, because many of you the agents I've coached and business owners have been at red level, but their thinking is at infrared. Their mindset is
Mhm.
infrared. And then there's some that are at orange level, but they still have an infrared mindset. And that's what creates this feast or famine thing. So
Yeah.
go ahead,
And that's a great distinction. Jump in anytime, Nolly, because you have a pulse to the audience and you can kind of tune in. That's a great comment, because you could be at a red level business just hustling with zero at the end of every month, just chasing butterflies in the garden. But you want to build that garden in your business. You want to be able to have a self-regenerating business. So you're at red level, but you're doing yellow level activities, but you're at red level. Well, guess what? You skip some steps, but you don't know that. And remember, the right strategy done at the wrong time is still the wrong strategy. And that's why this information is so freaking powerful for realtors and entrepreneurs, because most of you have been listening to the wrong people. Most of you have been doing the right things in the wrong order, unbeknownst to yourself. And it's all self-organized within the Lighthouse now. And Knolly and I are here to bring this information to you, and also to start, I'm committed to helping Knolly organize his curriculum using the Lighthouse over the next, it's a 2-year project. So we're just getting started, because once we have the Knowledge Success System and Mentorship Masters organized, it's going to be even more successful, more powerful. It's going to have more effect to get to, for those of you who are at red right now, there is a way out. It's get to orange. So let's look at orange level. So red level, backing up just a little bit, red level is just enough money each month to have zero. The cost of staying there is exhaustion, resignation, and despondency. The focus needed is passion and connection. A lot of the agents I've been coaching, before I do any advanced work with their brand identity, their niche, and their leverage, I start with the passion test, because you need to reconnect to the fuel of your business, which is, why did you get into real estate? How and what way? What's your passion? Because a lot of people at red level, they're doing the right things, but they've lost their passion. And reconnecting to that passion with measuring your money, committing to conduct, and doing your duty, that gets you to orange way faster than if you were just in the hustle. Like, get connected to your passion. When I met Knolly 5 years ago, he lost the passion for real estate. He'd been there, done that. I rehooked him up into his body, cleansed out the dross, and then through his clarity of mind and body, he reconnected to that passion, that I can, that I will, that I create, I enjoy. And so to get out of red level, there's 3 things Roger teaches us. And for those of you at red right now, listen to me very carefully. Measure your money. Know your monthly nut. Know your expenses. Commit to conduct. Make a commitment to live below your means. And then do your duty. Staying at red level can feel like you are jumping on a rebounder. You make a little progress here and there each month, but without clarity and without a ladder and a system to climb, you just keep bouncing in one place. How many people feel like that's been going on in your business? Type yes in the chat. How many people feel like you've just been bouncing? And guess what? Today you get a ladder. You get Mentorship Masters. You get Knolly and Artemis Prime. You don't have to bounce anymore. There is a way up. The solution is to measure your money, commit to conduct, do your duty. And the one exception and addition I would make to this is you can also leverage the power of a mentor in a community like Mentorship Masters. We have the systems and tools. Knolly and I have the systems and the tools for you to succeed up the Lighthouse. We have it for you. And it's called Mentorship Masters. Reach out if you're interested in working with us and partnering in our real estate training system. Reach out to me after this call, and I will plug you in. Because this is why Knolly and I are here, is to give you the leverage, the systems. And Roger puts it this way: if you have more time and less money, which is flow, if you have more time and less flow, then you go find a mentor in a community that has more flow and less time. You put those two together and your movement up the lighthouse is faster. So guess what I did a year ago? I had a lot more time and less flow. Knolly had more flow and less time. He asked me to partner with him. And my life has been forever blessed because I listened to Roger and I listened to Knolly. And so if you're at red level, you can find a mentor who has more flow, less time, and go leverage their systems and flow. And that's why Knolly built Mentorship Masters for real estate agents. That's why I'm here as a realtor and as a trainer in this conscious entrepreneur movement, is because I knew I could grow faster and easier with less struggle, less hardships, less frustration if I just jumped into Knolly's beautiful stream of life. And success, and then just learned and got into flow again. And so
Artemis,
yeah, go ahead.
we had been friends for about 4 years, and I don't think did I ever even talk to you about getting your real estate license?
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
Never. It never even came up. It wasn't even on the radar. Like we would hang out. We went to the beach together. We traveled together. We've traveled to speaking events and things with Russell Brunson and things. But it wasn't even a consideration. It was like you're doing the coaching, health coaching, life coaching, and I'm doing real estate.
Yeah.
I didn't see any match whatsoever there until we went to
Roger's event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the light bulb just went boom. And could you even imagine or see yourself doing what you're doing now today? It's incredible.
No. And that's because I received the right information at the right time. Just like some of you right now are receiving this information at the right time. It was time for me to step up and become a star for Knolly. And Knolly and I realized we were compatible in business, but he saw my potential. And Roger knows everyone's potential because he's designed the whole wealth dynamic system for us to get into flow in our business. And so when Knolly saw my potential, he invited me, and every cell in my body said yes. I was like, okay, I'm ready. It wasn't easy at first for me to take that leap, but now that I'm here, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I am here and I'm able to teach and train with all of you because I love working with leaders. I love working with you all. You are my people. This is my tribe. This is the people I've been praying for to connect with. It just happens to be in real estate. But we're all children of God learning how to make this thing work called life. And sometimes we just lack direction or we lack clarity. And so that red level, the commitment you get to make at red is, measure your money, commit to conduct, do your duty, and then go get into a mentor system and community that can give you that leverage and give you some systems that will accelerate your movement to orange. And orange level is a beautiful place to be if you've been at red for too long. Orange level in the lighthouse, remember, we're still in the foundation prism here. We're moving from infrared to red to orange. This is where 98% of the planet is right now. And so only the top 2 to 3% ever get to the enterprise prism until Roger Hamilton brought the system to the earth. And now I believe in the next 30 years, we'll see that number get to 10 and 20%. We'll start becoming successful business owners because it's time for this information to get out there. It's time for business owners to succeed in flow. And that's why I'm here. And that's why Knolly's here. That's why we created Mentorship Masters. Orange level is consistent cash flow. You're making enough money in your business now to put away $1,000 a month, put away $500 a month. You're now saving 10%. The money's flowing easily, but you still are dependent upon other people. So you may have a good lead generation tool. You may be doing, like if you're a real estate agent, you may be doing 20 deals or more a year, 30 deals or more a year, but you're still dependent on others. You're still in that process of chasing butterflies because you haven't built a garden yet. At orange level, we call this the worker. Red level, we call it the survivor. Orange level is the worker. When you're a worker, one of the costs of staying orange level in real estate and in business is anonymity. No one knows who you are. Remember, the first thing Uncle Knolly said is become famous, become a celebrity, build your niche, and get an accountability partner. Those three actions Uncle Knolly gave you move you up the lighthouse from infrared to orange, and then from orange to yellow. The focus needed here is identity. So a lot of the agents I've been coaching one-on-one is I've been helping them get their passion, their purpose, and their identity and start to rise above the workers. When you're a worker in your business, you're in competition with the other workers. You don't have to stay there though. Once you know this, once you know the lighthouse, you can make a choice to pinpoint your passion, set your standards, and follow your flow. That's how you stay here. How do you move up? You identify your identity, master your market, and monetize your moment. So when Roger says, how do you stay here, pinpoint your passion? If you're a worker, a lot of people will compliment you for the good work you're doing in your business. You're doing a good job, and yet you're anonymous. You're just another agent doing deals. But when you become a celebrity, when you become well known for what you do and how you do it, then you have identified your identity. You have mastered your market through the niche you have mastered, and you are now creating a pipeline of leads that know, like, and trust you and love working with you because you're that agent, you're that celebrity, you're that person that people go to for new home construction or for divorce or for probate or for, whatever, listing specialists, like whatever niche you want to choose. You've identified it, you've mastered it, you've measured it, you're now, bam, you're a celebrity and you're ready to move from orange to yellow. Now, many agents and business owners stay at orange level their entire career. Oh my God. I was coaching a woman last year who was an agent for 16 years, and she was still on realtor.com chasing butterflies. She hadn't built her database. She hadn't become a celebrity. She hadn't defined her niche. So it's like, guys, you can stay at orange your whole career and think you're doing pretty good. And you are. But remember, there's another level above it. And the consciousness that got you to orange as a realtor is not the same consciousness that gets you to yellow. That's why you have a mentor system and community. You need to know that it's a paradigm shift. It's actually the same thinking that got you to yellow is not going to get you to green. I'm going to go see Knolly tonight and help him get to blue, because Knolly is a green level entrepreneur. We're not even going to cover green level today because it's way outside most people's boxes, but I'm going to give Knolly some tools and strategies to get it from green to blue, because I'm trained to do so as a performance consultant. In Roger's system, we have tools to help you get to each level. We have all the directions, the strategies, the team, and the systems that help each entrepreneur move up each level, all the way up to blue level. And so the knowledge that got you to red is not the knowledge that gets you to orange. So study red and do your duty. The knowledge that gets you from orange to yellow is where some of you are today. Remember, I said some of you are at different levels. So let's talk about the people who are at orange level. You've got 20 to 30 deals coming in a month. You've got a database built. You're staying top of mind, but you haven't identified your identity yet. You haven't become a celebrity yet. So there's actually a way up to yellow level. And that yellow level, from orange to yellow, is you stop chasing leads and you start building a garden. And a garden at yellow level is where you're a celebrity, you have a beautiful database, you're well known, and now instead of chasing butterflies, you generate leads at will. Leads start chasing you. And it's okay to chase leads. There's nothing wrong with that in the beginning of your enterprise and developing your business. It just know that once you build the brand identity, identify your identity, measure your market, and monetize your moment, you can now have a garden in your self-regenerating leads. Does Knolly ever worry about leads? No, he built a garden around him. He built a beautiful garden called email database, consistency, and celebrity. He's got a garden. He never runs out of leads. And you all can build that just like Uncle Knolly. And you're going to identify your identity. Who are you to your marketplace? What are your passions and purpose and partnerships related to that identity? And it takes 2 to 3 years to build a clear celebrity status. Measure your market. What do you really love about real estate? Where do you want to focus your actions over the next 2 years? Build a niche. There's riches and niches. Dan Kennedy taught me 10 years ago in marketing. Monetize your moment. So develop a successful pipeline, lead generation tool, and promotion plans. And all of this is quantified in my coaching, but also in Roger's system and at Genius University. But Knolly and I want to bring it to real estate and mentorship masters. And so you're going to identify to get from orange to yellow. If it's time for you to stop chasing leads and build a garden, these are the steps that Roger teaches me. And these are the paths in real estate, which is brand identity, niche, and promotion plans. And instead of looking 1 month out, you start looking 90 days out, and you start building strategic plans in quarters, and you start planning your entire year. And you build out your email campaigns, your promotion plans, and your strategies for 1 year. You execute all those systems, and you go out and be a rock star because you know who you are, you know how you serve, and you've got successful promotion plans backing your business. Now, some of us, that may not be the right steps for you. That's okay. If you're at red level, do what you do at red. Measure your money, commit to conduct, do your duty, get your passions hooked up into your business. Get into Inside Mentorship Masters. Do the 30-day checklist. You know, that 30-day checklist is really for the people who've just been in a hustle. Is that true, Knolly? Yeah. Yeah, get into Mentorship
I had
Masters.
myself muted. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 30-day checklist is really for everybody that comes on board, because 95% of the agents that come on board have never completed a 30-day checklist. Like, what do you do your first 30 days in the business?
Yeah.
And we've got agents that have been in 18 years in the business, 20, 30. We brought one on that's been 40 years, a realtor, and has really just never done these foundational steps. And so we do have it step by step because, it just makes it easier. But yeah, that's where you really begin. That's where you really start. We do have an orientation video out there for people that want to kind of know, how do we do our orientation? How do we do, a lot of people have trust issues. I was talking to a gal yesterday, and she was like, a lot of people make promises. This is the same thing Mina told me. She said, a lot of people make these promises, but then when I join or when I become part of the program, it changes. And it's like, look, if I did that, I would have a terrible reputation. I'm the guy that, what I've learned from Russell Brunson is, you promise and then you over deliver. You give more. It's like you come into the restaurant and you get free dessert. Yeah, that comes with it. Oh, and a free drink. Yep. So that's what I do. I say, here's what I'm going to give you, but then we give so much more, because number one, we're accountable to Almighty God, okay, for the things that we say and the things that we do. And number two, we're accountable, period. And my reputation is golden, okay, in this industry. Um, you know, I have a golden reputation, and it's by design. It just didn't happen that way. So yeah, it's very important for people to do the right things in the right order. A lot of that I learned from you. And I love the idea of creating curriculum, because we have so much content out there. But now with Wealth Lighthouse, we'll be able to say, hey, you're at red level. This is all you need to know about. No, 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 no. Don't touch that orange level folder. We'll get to that later. But I've got the systems going all the way up to green level, which is someone like myself, who is probably, I don't know, maybe 1% of the population. So if a person wants to be a speaker, a trainer, an author, if they want to, write books, they want to do tours where they speak on stage, I do all that stuff. So I can teach that, and I love teaching it. But there are very few people that are, would you say the word qualified, or they're ready for that?
There are very few people that are ready. So that's why we want to use the Wealth Lighthouse as a tool, as a compass. The Wealth Lighthouse is a compass. It shows you where you are on the map, and it gives you direction. Because most people in real estate, they've got all the information, they just lack direction.
Yeah, just imagine like the old schoolhouse, where you could go as a kindergartner, you can go at 5 years old, and then you would graduate at age 18. But you got the same teacher, the same schoolhouse, but you go in, and so that's always been my endeavor, to create an environment that never outgrows in the real estate case, the agent. So they come in and there'll never be a level that we haven't mastered or covered that's available for them. They say, hey, I want to start speaking on stage. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're already at
Yellow.
yellow or orange or whatever. We can teach you that. You know, so yeah, very important that people get the right stuff in the right order.
Yeah, and I wanna wrap up today's Wealth Lighthouse. This is introduction to the Wealth Lighthouse. You can go take the quiz at bit.ly/Prime Lighthouse. You can get some of the instruction from my mentor. You can plug in a little bit. Just dip your toe in the water, and just explore some of this. We'll be doing some more trainings on this. And also notice the Wealth Lighthouse has 4 sides. How many picked up on that? That there are 4 sides to the lighthouse. 4 sides, 7 primary levels. Well, each side has to do with a zone of genius. So if you're a steel genius at orange level, moving to identify your identity and measure your market, you're going to be using steel genius strategies to get that identity and leverage. But let's say you're over here as you're a blaze genius. Well, a blaze genius is going to go ahead and use a slightly different strategy related to their genius to move from orange to yellow. So Roger has also quantified the different types of personality profiles and how they move up the lighthouse. Wealth Dynamics is not a profiling system, it is a business development system based on your personal zone of genius, moving in flow up 7 levels in business.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
Artemis, Mina has her hand raised. Mina, did you have a question for us or a comment?
Oh, no, I'm good. It was earlier. My bad.
okay.
I was just going to say, I mean, everything I've learned from you has pretty much been, you tell me what to do and I do it and it works. And then you tell me really how to say things in the business when I'm stuck, and it always works.
Yeah, and you were skeptical too. You had some, I would say you probably had some trust issues coming on.
Yeah, I did. A lot of people made a lot of promises just to get me to go their way. And then once I'd get there, they just ignored me, didn't get help. And when I was new in the industry, it was stressful. It was feast and famine every time the contract came up, if you will. So yeah, when it came over, I think everybody was kind of gunning for me at the time. And I just trusted my instincts and knew that it was the right choice going with you.
How have you grown, Mina? Like how many deals were you doing then and how many deals are you doing now?
I was doing pretty much no deals every month. I did all of my deals when I first started in 1 month. And then after that, I never did a deal again until I met Knolly. And I can say I went from having nothing in my CRM to having tons of stuff in my CRM. I've got constant, I'm putting people under rep on a week-to-week basis. My business has grown. I did 1 million. Now I'm at 5 million. And I've only been with Knolly for a year. So
yeah, so
4 million in a year is a lot.
Yeah, Mina's getting close to being at bright orange level. And there are transition points from red to orange and then transition points from orange to green. You can be like bright red moving to orange once you have that good, generation of pipeline. And then when you get to yellow, moving from orange to yellow is a beautiful movement because you're moving a prism. You're going from foundation to enterprise. And when you're orange level and you've done the right steps, I'm going to wrap up this training with the 7 rules of the Wealth Lighthouse that I've learned in the past year that I learned from doing it myself. Because remember, to know and not to do is not to know. So some of you have been doing the wrong things in the wrong order. You're gonna study red level and commit to conduct and measure your money and live below your means and get to orange. And when you get to orange, you're gonna start finding your passions, identifying your identity, and choosing that niche. And when you get to yellow, come talk to Knolly now. We got steps for you to get from yellow to green. And going back to the presentation. All right. Let's see, pulling it up now. There are 7 things I've learned from doing this. And this is profound, ladies and gentlemen. Like what I'm about to share with you is really straight from my heart. Like this is from Artemis Prime. This is the work I'm doing as a realtor right now. This is my my journey up the lighthouse as well with all of you. Number one, know where you are. These are the golden rules. Humility is one of the most powerful steps you can take to move up the lighthouse. Be humble, guys. Know where you are and be humble. Don't skip steps. That's why we created Mentorship Masters. There are steps there. Many of us are skipping steps based on our ego or false, pride or whatever's holding you back. Just be humble. Don't skip steps. Number 4, do the work at each level of the lighthouse that Uncle Knolly and Artemis teach you. It may take you 2 years to identify your identity, niche down, and develop a celebrity status. Do the work at orange level and niche down. Do the work at orange level and build a brand. Do the work at orange level and build the content on Facebook and through Facebook business and through video and through retargeting that makes you the celebrity. It may take you 2 years. That's okay. Be humble. Do the work. Stay in your lane. Don't try to go from red to yellow without doing orange. Don't skip steps. This was my mistake as an entrepreneur for the past 10 years. I was at red level when I met Knolly, and I stayed there because I was following people giving me yellow level strategies, and I didn't do the work. So don't make the mistake I made. Do the work. Build the knowledge and the wisdom at the lower levels so you don't bounce up and down. Remember, this is a lighthouse. The foundation Prism, red and orange, are here to teach you a foundation in business and in life mastery, so that when you get to yellow, you already have these skills at an unconscious competence. And Mina, that's what you're developing right now is unconscious competence with 2 hours of lead gen. Build your database, follow up and follow through. And now build your TC, build your team. And you're learning all the conscious competence steps at this foundation level so that when you get to yellow, Mina, you're never going to go back to where you started. Because Mina, you're building a strong foundation, just like I am with Knolly's help through Mentorship Masters, building a strong foundation. That leads right to golden key number 6. Get a coach, plug into a community like ours. There's so much more than meets the eye today of what I'm giving you. There's so much more here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just giving you a taste. Mina didn't tell you about all the emotional transformation she's been through. Knolly has told you probably 10% of all the transformation I've experienced with him as his coach. There's so much more here than meets the eye that you require a coach and a community to keep moving up, because self-sabotage will get in the way, procrastination will get in the way, something bad will happen. And without that mentor, community, and system, you'll go back down a level. But what the community does is it creates accountability. We keep nudging you. We keep giving you the right information in the right order based on your zone of genius or where you are. You plug into a system. The system is a container that keeps you moving up the lighthouse. And when you have that, the golden key number 7 is to get your dream bigger. Because most of us are just settling. When Knolly and I started to do a partnership with real estate and business, we had a big goal. And we're working towards that goal on the lighthouse at our levels. And yet we have a dream. And see, most of us don't even know that yellow is possible, or we see other people at yellow, but like, how do I get there? Well, now there's a stairway, there's a ladder. And then green level, like, have any of you thought of having an enterprise building assets that you can sell to other businesses? Or how about conductor, blue level, where you have multiple businesses? The 7th golden key of the lighthouse is dream a little. And then plug into a mentor system and community that takes you step by step, but never stop dreaming. Because dreams are the stuff made of God. Dreams are made of God's substance. My dream for my freedom and my family and my community is what got me here. So dream a little. And just make sure you're following the steps at the same time. It's a bit humbling. Not everyone achieves their dreams, because maybe they don't have the right mentor system and community. Well, now we do. Like, I can tell you with all of my heart and conviction, we got this. You got this. Come join us. if you haven't yet, at Mentorship Masters. And let's see where your dreams take you all the way up and up and up and up and up and up. But don't skip steps. Know that the foundation prism is there to build your foundation. There are skills and there are things at conscious competence that you will develop at orange level that will get to you yellow. And then when you start, complaining about not enough time, guess what? You need to build team. We got systems for all that too, how to build your team in real estate. And Mentorship Masters, Knolly is going to be teaching how to train your admin today in real estate. So if you're interested in joining Knolly and I for Mentorship Masters, private message me and we'll plug you in. And I'm honored to be here as your coach and one of your mentors. I'm doing the work with you humbly. I'm here. I just have a certain advantage because of the mentors I've chosen in the past 10 years have been world-class. 55,000 hours of training and now 5,000 hours in wealth dynamics. And I'm here to be like an open door, for you to walk through and say, there is a better way to do business. There is a better way to do your real estate business. There is a better way to identify your identity, measure your market, monetize your moments. There is a better way to commit to conduct, measure your money, and do your duty. There is a better way. And it's here. It's in the Knolly Success Coaching. And I'm so excited. I'm on fire. I've been like 12 months pregnant with this. And so if you have team members who need this information, share the recording of this video with your team. Get them plugged in to Roger's work, because it's the stairway to heaven. The Wealth Lighthouse is what we need as a community to have a compass and to have direction. And I'm committed to providing all that I can to help you succeed with it. Take it away, Knolly.
All right. Well, that was another beautiful, beautiful training, Artemis. Thank you so much. Some of you guys have been asking about the book itself. It is The Millionaire. Kind of hard to see that. I got a lot of light on me right now. The Millionaire Master Plan. Kind of hard to see that, but by Roger Hamilton. I did post a link to the book because that way you can first you want to take the test. Okay, take the test. The bit.ly link is if you're watching this on YouTube, the bit.ly link is going to be right in the description box. If you're here on the Zoom, we put the bit.ly link up there earlier. So find out where you are, and when you answer that quiz, answer it correctly. Don't dupe yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Be honest. And then you'll find out, okay, this is where I am. And then the book will kind of help guide you. But I say, the book, Roger Hamilton is very heady. I say get with a guy like Artemis. You can go to artemisprime.com and book a session with him if he's still got them. If you're watching this far in the future, he may not have sessions available anymore. But if you're watching it closer to the time when it's recorded, the sessions are available. And that way, Artemis can guide you through what you need to know. Okay, because the book is pretty heady. It's information you've never read before anywhere else, but it makes sense and it's absolutely true. So, hey, we appreciate you guys. Again, Knolly Success Coaching. If you're in Mentorship Masters, we're going to meet again in 1 hour. So we're going to take a little lunch break. I got my lunch here. And then we'll meet in 1 hour, and we're going to be talking about how to hire your administrative assistant. And if you've already hired one, because I know some of you guys have hired one already, what are you supposed to be getting them to do? And how do you train that person so that they take over 90% of the duties? Let me say it again. In the real estate profession, over 90% of the duties are administrative in nature, and they can be delegated to an admin if you know how to do it. So that's going to be our call. In about 1 hour, we'll convene on the Mentorship Masters call. But hey, guys, thank you, Artemis. This has been beautiful. It's been eye-opening. I've seen the comments. People are saying that they really have been blessed by this. And it kind of opens up the door, as you said, into our mind of the possibilities that there are for us to be great and greater than we currently are. So, hey, love you guys. Any last comments, Artemis, or you're good?
I'm good.
All right, let's open it up for you guys to say goodbye. Unmute yourself. We want to hear from you. Are you there?
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye,
Thank
Knolly.
Artemis
you.
and Knolly. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you
Thank you
next
so
Thursday.
much.
Bring friends and family.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
You see my colors behind me?